Have you ever seen a person eat the alive scorpion, or live venomous snake like Stan? This was the way that Stan trained his kung fu. 6 months left, he had to go to prison, and American prison was also like hell. More additions, he was a criminal who often deceived other people. So he was put in the harshest prison. If we're there in 3 years, he definitely couldn't survive until get out of prison. That was the reason why he needed to become stronger. He had lots of money, so he decided to spend a huge money to invite a kung fu master. He wanted the master to train him becoming a kung fu master within a year. And the lessons began. The first step was training from inside, eat. The second step was training physics. The morning was training physical strength. The noon was training reflex. The afternoon was training with 18 kinds of weapons. The evening was training endurance. Every day, he screamed to lose his voice. Each day he regularly lied on sharp nails. He had to withstand when his master slapped. Besides, he either threw an iron ball in him or hit him with a baseball bat. Even there were lots of harsher ways to train. After 7 months, he successfully learned kung fu. He had fast reflex. No matter how with the fists fast, he could easily avoid. Master threw an iron ball in him. He could avoid as well. He could break a brick with a fist and thrust at a wood board with a finger. The day that went to prison came. He went with a confident state. On the bus carrying criminals, a black man was scared, but Stan was opposite to him, so confident and not afraid. At this time, there was a huge man started provoking Stan, but was defeated and cried for forgiveness. Arrived the prison, the old criminal screamed in poor. Stan in former time was definitely scared, but in now, he had no afraid. In the detention room, Stan saw an uncle sitting on his bed. Stan said, "Get out of my bed." The uncle showed he disagreed. He instantly kicked the bed, so the uncle immediately changed. In the first days at prison, Stan went to the prison yard. He asked the uncle who was the strongest in the prison. The uncle thought and listed a few names. A man was the leader of black skin gangster, used to kill a man with a fist. Another one was also leader but of Mexico gangster. He had a lot of underlings and everyone wanted to die for him. Another one was the boss of the Fenizi group, had an angry face, and always carried weapon with him, but looked quite useless. And the man who should not be in here most was big. He weighed 440 pounds, and bullied the other weaker one all day. This thing made everyone was very angry. Stan heard that and instantly said, "Okay, he was my target." Stan went to behind and poked his back. Big turned back but did not care Stan, and continually bullied the man. Stan was angry, went to the center of the yard and said loudly, "Big was a jerk." This thing attracted lots of people. Big heard that was very angry. He took off his shirt and proceeded to Stan. He was step and step to proceed to Stan. Suddenly, Stan turned back and counterattacked. Within few hits made Big screamed in poor. But Big did not give up, still tried to hit Stan. And the result of Big was broken fingers by Stan. This time, Big could not stand firmly. Stan successfully took the king position in this prison. But he had just stepped a few steps. Fenizi blocked him to invite him to his group. Unexpectedly, the answer was a fist. Came after Fenizi was black guys. They did not allow anyone could hit their friend. They had to revenge for their friend. However, one by one were defeated by Stan. Although smaller than black guys, Stan still fought upper than them. More and more black guys came. Stan instantly took the mop as his weapon, and then one by one were defeated. The black guy's leader was the only one left. Stan went slowly to him, with a fist. His teeth were dropped out. In the first match, Stan became the fear of them. From that, he became the leader of prisoners. Going anywhere also had people to greet. When had lunch, also had people came to flatter. Head warden heard Stan's fame, so he called him to the office. When Stan came, the head warden told his underling to take off his handcuff. But Stan early took off handcuff already, then gave back the handcuff for the warden. After that, he adjusted his arm to its former shape. This scene made warden felt disgusting. The head warden gave him the best kind of cigar, and poured him the best glass of wine. Of course, anything also had its price. Stan used to a specialist in real estate, and he wanted to destroy this prison and built it becoming a resort to earn money from that. So he wanted Stan to help him, exchanging for that, he helped Stan to commute 3 years to a year. Stan heard that and agreed instantly. Stan actually was not a good person and suddenly had a good deal like that. But one day, when Stan was taking shower, Nazi group came to revenge. To kill Stan, they used a toothbrush installing razor blade, but the plan was seen by Stan through the reflection. Escaped from critical hit, Stan turned back and collapsed the leader of Nazi, fighting with the enemy having weapon. Stan also created his own weapon. Look at his techniques like Bruce Lee. The man with beard was immediately afraid of. The leader of Nazi was defeated as well. From that day, Stan decided to adjust the violence problem in prison. He assembled all the people and required them stopping violence. If any problem, stepped out and fought with him. One man asked, "So what we had to do in free time?" Stan said, "Dancing." Unhappy, we dancing, wanted to fight, just dancing. Under the adjustment of Stan, peace was repeated again. Everyone loved each other more. When white and black skin people had a problem, both of them apologized and said sorry, it was their fault. There was a man changing his tattoo from "Kill all niggers" into "Kiss all niggers." Everyone celebrated birthday for Stan. They wore stupid hats. They also had their own wine. Everyone liked these changes, just only the head warden, seeing they were happy, was very angry. They called Stan and used sentence in 3 years to force him to restore violence. He wanted that thing because higher authorities would examine in the whole prison. He wanted to bleed, had people dying, because it would affect the decision to close prison or not. Stan showed he did not want, but due to his future, he had to agree. He went to the yard and said, "From now on, I would not manage everyone anymore, everyone could do anything." The word just ended, revolt instantly happened. In the dining room, the long-hair man was sent when he wanted to sit with Stan. The uncle saw him was changing, so he did not care him anymore. A week later, the head warden guided higher authorities went to examine. Stan started to interview to reduce the sentence. In the whole process, he always thought, his friends prepared to fight again. The wardens provided knife and bat for them. The nice days were destroyed by cupidity of the head warden. Suddenly he remembered about their happiness, the moment that everyone celebrated his birthday. And then, he decided that he would stand by his friends. He started crazily to revile the authorities. The authorities were angry and denied reducing his sentence. Run out, he hit the warden in the door. On the yard, everyone assembled. They divided into 2 parties, black and white-skinned people. The head warden ordered his underling to prepare a gun. This time, Stan chased too. Suddenly, the uncle opened the radio. Music was just up, 2 leaders of 2 parties danced together. After that, the other people danced too. Stan stopped and laughed aloud, so everyone still remembered what he said before. The head warden was angry, stole the gun, and want to shoot the prisoners. Luckily, Stan's master appeared on time, and solved the head warden and wardens. The evil plan of the head warden was known by higher authorities. 3 years later, Stan was returned freedom. Now in prison, did not have any fight. Everyone was training kung fu. When Stan left, everyone did not want to and came to hug him. The leader of Fenizi was also tattooed Stan's face in his belly. The review ends in here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next review. Bye.